overhead entry with a Moskov. Yeah, nice one. Faramis and Moskov. Great calls there now.
I don't know.
Just be proud of
Okay,
Take
thanks,
it.
guys.
Take it.
And welcome back once again. Thank you for being patient with us. We're jumping to the land of Dawn. We are into a championship point right now, the grand finals. Defending champions Philippines versus Malaysia. Once again, I'm Naisu, joined here with Mirko to bring you game number 2 in this best of 3 championship game and series. Mirko, let's talk about the draft again. Just get a refresher because it took a minute to get back into the land of Dawn.
Yeah, based on the draft, man, Malaysia definitely have a bit of an upper edge here. The way that they can play the game, very aggressive all the way from the start, early control. Just like we've seen, I think the meta has kind of shifted to a pure early to mid game focused composition every single time, right? Those early to mid compositions usually do so much better. But honestly, it's really good from Philippines as well because they also do have that early aggression to play with. That's why first turtle is going to be massive. Whoever gets it first should have a massive advantage coming into the game, especially as we get into the mid game here. And you can already see the Suyo prioritization for first pick here is doing well. We were expecting that maybe because of the hot picks, because of the nerf, the Hilda could try to go for the invades early, but no, Suyo still looking good.
Yeah, it doesn't happen, and part of that too, again, you have to look at the fact that, you know, we talked about maybe the potential for these kind of longer team fights going on, and that is the 2 revitalizes, right? One for each team. The typical thing we're seeing with the Faramis, you have that Netherrealm, and then you have the Valentina for Galantis, so he's probably going to be taking that as well. So these are going to be very extended team fights that eventually break out once especially these objectives are up. And then you have to kind of paint the picture of, all right, you've got 2 roamers who can be playmaking potential and who is going to be able to set that foot first. You know, who gets that momentum going first. And oftentimes when you look at it, you know, I would say Yums is going to have the work cut out for him a little bit more because obviously you can misangle the kick, right? You misangle that way the dragon, whereas again, Gomez can just kind of jump on in, unstoppable force, and then, you know, toss someone over his head if he wants to. It's a little bit easier to pull off. Turtle's going to start up, though.
Fernandez getting taunt down as well. Yums, Jikundo, good revitalize, already used up Skies. Oh, good ejector over to Skies still. Good red tree from Saison, securing it, an AOG from Fernandez. Turtle 1 taken by Philippines.
Nice and easy and clean. You know, we saw this also last game, too. Relatively, you know, slower pace than what we've seen in previous matches. But with the first objective secured, again, that's just going to give a very small advantage. Nothing too crazy just yet. Gomez providing the information on where the pathing is for Skies, and, you know, Stormy and Yums definitely going to go and help protect him up. But that's the thing, Yums is almost level 4. Wow, look at the damage.
Critical just now, unstoppable force, ejector, and the execute from Saison. First blood. This early aggression. Skies right in the bush. Together with Yums, Galantis does have the Netherrealm, and Skies will not go for the Spear of Alpha just yet.
Okay, furthering that advantage that I was just talking about. You know, and this is what I was saying. Gomez can just go ahead and unstoppable force and then ejector, and that's what he's going to be doing time and time again. For Yums, he's got to make it work. He's got to find those angles, and that's one of the difficult parts about making this work, where, again, he's got to rely, too, possibly most of the time, having Stormy alongside him, you know, just in case he gets caught out a little bit. But nothing too crazy. Malaysia's been in this position before. They'll go ahead and just try to find a guaranteed pick-off if they can find it. Galantis, like I said, will hold on to that Netherrealm the majority of the time. I'm not sure if there's anything else he might take over.
Look at the rotation, man. They've essentially shut down Gojas already once now. They're actually looking to go to play amongst Gojas again. Unstoppable force into the ejector, into the stun of Saison and the taunt as well. Waiting on Netherrealm from Stormy. Gojas will be able to survive. That's a big ult, though.
That's a lot. Not only the ult, right? The ult is used. They get the Revitalize out from Gojas. And all this was the timing of the Turtle, right? Turtle's going to be up in less than 10 seconds. And so they get at least an ultimate out of it. Stormy might have it back up depending on how they delay this. But it looks like they just might give the Turtle up. You know, look for a play elsewhere. They're kind of falling behind when it comes to these a little bit of decisions at the macro level. So Saison secures that second Turtle. Gojas could be in trouble.
Again, unstoppable force up top, the ejector. Now Gojas gonna be eliminated again. Saison goes in for the blades on the Soul Sever and snipes him down up top.
The fadeaway.
The fadeaway clean. And just like we were talking about, Naisu, early game, is where you want to be ahead, right? Having the control in the early game. Turtle number 1, we were talking about how prio turtle number 1 is going to be, and Philippines got both the first turtles.
Yeah, they got both of them, and you know, this is already a little bit different in terms of what we saw in the previous game because, you know, these minor things that are happening in this early portion of the game, they all stack up. And that's what they're going for. You know, they're stacking up these turtles. They're stacking up a couple of kills if they can find them. And that's also off the back of Gomez. Gomez able to get off that pick-off potential where Humes, you know, we haven't been able to see him do it yet. And again, that's the struggle of where is that window of opportunity for Humes? How can he actually get in position to get the proper kickoff? And if you think of it, who is he going to weigh in the Dragon? Even if he kicks Galantes, there's another realm that Galantes pretty much has 24/7. And so that is the difficult thing we have to see them do. Gojas has been struggling as well. Just gets that first item locked in. Look at the play here under the tier 1.
Well, Loli already forced to use the Purify. Gets a Spear of Misery onto Galantes and Torres. But again, for Loli, it's all about just surviving in this lane against the Aerotho. We were talking about how it's a skill matchup. And so far, Torres has definitely gotten the dub here in the lane department. Galantes on the Valentina. It's definitely going to be a big threat as we get into the mid-game here, Naisu. We know just how oppressive a Valentina can be, especially when you get the snowball going, and it's a turret up top taken by Saison, accompanied by Gomez, just to open up the map a bit more. And turtle number 3 is going to be spawning in the bottom lane.
All right, turtle number 3. You know, we see this time around if Malaysia can actually contest this. But I think given the way things have gone, man, unless they get a pick-off started where they get this advantage, they're going to have a very difficult time approaching this. Fernandez charging up, the Unbreakable goes for Humes.
It's just a taunt onto Humes. They know the real target is Skies. So Gomez, he looked to go for Skies. Fernandez is there as well. Pops in Revitalize as well, trying to bait out a few of those abilities. You can see the true damage, even with the AOG, not enough. Galantes popping in the realm. Humes able to go in for the way to Dragon and Jikundo into the back. Only finding Torres though, still with a heavy crossbow, able to trade it out. Now Gomez in the midst of it all, dealing a lot of damage. It's Gomez taken down by Stormy. It's Loliel on the turtle. Saison failing the dash, and it will be Loliel who will secure the turtle. Saison going back to his own jungle and conceding that turtle.
All right, that was a little messy, but hey, Malaysia gets quite a bit in the exchange. They also get the turtle. They get a couple kills. There's a jump in. Avatar of the Guardian not going to land, but Saison, are they going to chase? Taunt.
Taunt over to stun him down. Saison might want to go for it, but notices Humes is right there with the conceal. Good pressure from Malaysia.
You know, part of that too, again, is the fact that they're playing around those timings, and they did a really good job. You pointed this out before the fight actually broke out, where they knew the right target.
Yep.
And that's all they have to do. Sometimes it's more so of what can we bait out, whether that's the battle spells, whether that's even a Revitalize, it can turn the tide of these fights. And the way Malaysia approached that last objective shows that, you know, even though they were down in the early game and they've got a couple thousand gold to build up on, they're relatively still a threat to lineup that the Philippines brought to this game. And that's something that has to be respected here, especially now. You know, Humes picking up another defensive item, has that harass now, and he's able to actually get in a position maybe where he just gets the kickoff. He takes a couple shots, but it's all right because he's got now some of the defensiveness that he needs to land it. And earlier, you saw who he kicked, right? He got Torres right when he needed to, which gave the space for them to take the objective. So Philippines will have to go with the adjustments on how they approach the next phase of this game.
That's the way the Dragon Revitalize used up. Netherrealm 2, Fernandez displaced completely away from Netherrealm though. Galantes still able to dash away. Now Fernandez AOG just in time to escape. Galantes picks up the Starlium Scythe in the 8th minute of the game.
All right, Fernandez had to use a lot to survive. Luckily he does. But again, you're 15 seconds away from the Lord coming up, and Malaysia has looked like they've gotten the pendulum in their favor, at least for now. Humes putting some pressure there, of course. They want to get this tier 1, open up the map a little bit for this. It looks like they will get it. The poke, you got to respect it. Good push up top as well from Saison. They have not been able to answer him just yet. And this is what he loves to do. You know, whether it's the Nolan, whether it's the Suyo, he'll push the other side of the map. And so Malaysia will constantly have to worry about that. But now that Lord's up, this is where you can go ahead, put Loliel there, let him go ahead and push that wave in, do his thing, and just SOD, and Saison gets the Blade of Destruction. He's got that available to him, so now they have to just go and claim their space around this Lord take. Being that the first one, again, either team can go ahead and prioritize that if they want to, but relatively take their time. Skies will go ahead and get in position, and again, it's up to, we'll see this, conceal.
Again, looking for Zikundo. With the flicker, able to find it, but it is going to be purified out of it. Fernandez now with AOG, unable to survive. Galantis a bit late with the nether realm too. Gomez earlier went for the ejector. Galantis caught in the midst of it all. Yum's chasing him. Zikundo. Lolio's spearing him in. Saison in the midst of it all. Trying to deal damage, but it's not going to be enough to take anyone down. Blinks out the safety spear up. Alpha from Skies. Gomez low.
He gets into the turret, takes a couple shots and has to back off. Skies will still be alive and he doesn't go down, but this is a position now for Malaysia to start the Lord.
2-4-0 trade for Malaysia. And you can see the health bars. They played that so well. Crisp, clean execution as they secure the first Lord of the game.
Man, oh man, Malaysia playing these team fights so well. A lot of times it's just even responding on the fly. Again, it was great from Gomez. You know, he got the injector off and set things up, but again, the response, and I don't know how, man, but Sky's surviving that, even being thrown into the turret. How many times have these Malaysian players gotten away with just a sliver of HP? Even earlier, we saw Saison go right in positioning, soul severs on what, 3 members, I think it was, of Malaysia, but then gets shoved into the wall, right? Because Lolio was there on that Moskov, and that just played a part. Again, you have to watch out for these choke points in the jungle. And so Gojez, after experiencing that early game, he's ready to go ahead and just provide that vision and push people off of these objectives on the map. Fernandez gonna go in, doesn't choose to go in with the Unbreakable, but they still got to deal with this Lord now. They're gonna lose a lot of these tier 2 turrets now on the map. Philippines, what can they do here? Are they actually gonna force a fight themselves? Do they just clear out, take the discipline route, mid lane?
Mid lane, Saison still able to blink out there. Oh, great Netherrealm from Stormy again, saving Yums. With a sliver of HP up top, Fernandez is holding the Lord down, not letting it hit the Holy Defense, but in the end, he's going to have to sacrifice the Holy Defense. Galantes clearing it out together with Gomez. And to answer your question, I feel like at this point, they just got to do housekeeping. They got to start defending again. Gomez is walking up, though. Maybe looking for a fight. Skies right there in the bush. Oh, whoa! Spirit Battle actually did go for the connection there. Gomez still has the unstoppable force. Lolio already uses Spirit Misery. Oh, Yums again with the weight of Dragon. The GQ no flicker finds its mark. SOD to the back. Lolio going wild. A taunt as well, but Purify Animal with nature helps him out again. Yums walks up with the GQ no. Lolio's an absolute beast, forcing Fernandez to AOG defensively. Galantis chased down in the bottom lane. Gojez will keep on pressuring him, forcing out the Revitalize, and now going to mid.
Oh, that was enough pressure to go. They're going to get the mid turret. They got a wave pushing in. There's no way they clear this and end this game just yet.
Spear of Alpha into the back. Atlantis taken down. Another realms right there. Saison trying desperately to clear out the waves in the very same grounds that they won. It's Riyadh previously for Malaysia. It is Riyadh again for Malaysia.
Malaysia does it again. The strategies, the play style, the synergy that this team has shown. Even when they meet adversity, man, they come together and they make it work. And Yums as well on this show. I was talking about the obstacles he has to get through to find the right mark, and that he did.